Alright, what's up, everyone? Welcome to...
Dude, your thing is just your Discord. No, it's not full screen of me.
Is it? Oh, dang. Oh, I'm the worst. Oh, okay. No, hold on. Hold on. Alright. It's good. It's good. It's good. I fixed it.
Okay. Yeah, you got it.
Cool. Alright, I'm a real streamer.
Nice.
Alright, hold on. Let me get that working. The echo. Alright. Everything should be good. This is way less scuffed than last time. It's all like there's things in the background, so you guys just don't look at a black screen. How was Father's Day? Oh, fuck. I didn't even... I gotta call my dad after this. Because I definitely forgot that it was Father's Day. Oops.
It's not too late.
It's okay. At least I didn't pull a Siegfried and kill my dad, so... There's that. But yeah, so this is episode 3. I've got my good friend Party Wolf. So... Hello, everyone. So yeah, let's just start. I guess we'll start with... How did you come up with the name Party Wolf? How did this happen?
So, I guess I didn't really come up with it completely because in middle school, my friends, like, you know how everyone has like Xbox clans or whatever.
Yeah.
For like stupid games like Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
My friends wanted to start one called, at the time, anyways, called the Party Animals, and everyone had to have X. Party, then animal of their choice, X, and so my Xbox tag was X, and you can find like YouTube videos from SC5 with that tag.
I remember that tag. That makes a lot
and
of sense.
That's the story.
That's just the story. It was an Xbox Live clan. It's okay. People probably remember a guy with TMH in his name because he was part of a fucking dumb clan too. That was me. I was like TMH Hoffnung when I played on Xbox.
Oh.
Because it was like
a what?
Thing.
A TMH what?
It's like a German word for like hopeful or something.
Oh,
Siegfried. Dude, I was just saying. Yeah, weeb. Yeah, kinda. But yeah, so you started with, I think you started with what? Soul Calibur 4, right?
No, I started playing competitively in 5.
In 5? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But did you
like,
play 4?
like a year after it came out.
Okay. Did you play 4 at all, or?
Not
really?
No.
Okay. I think I just remember seeing a video.
House, like, once or twice.
All right. I think I just remember seeing the video of it. And I was like,
there is a video of it.
Yeah.
Actually, at final round 2014, because people were playing SC4 in the room.
Yeah.
And I may have been beating someone in that game that played that game. And we'll leave it at that.
We'll just leave it at that. All right. Fair enough. So when you were playing Soul Calibur 5 as your first one, you got in with a group of people who were known, infamously known as Titan Squad.
Yeah. You're not respecting the name, though. It's Titan Squad
420 swag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna ask me that one too? That origin name?
I mean, like, how did it come about of you being like? Did you guys just meet those guys online through Soul Calibur, or did you know some of them?
Oh yeah,
beforehand?
I know them through online.
Okay. And I believe the leader, the one who originally started that one, was Alex J, right?
No, multiple people started at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a group effort.
Group effort. It was definitely, there was a lot of memes that were had. For those of you that were around during that time, there was a place called 8-Way Run, which was a lot bigger of a forum or more active of a forum than it was now. And there was this group of people, Titan Squad 420 swag, who would post meme videos.
Were you around for that?
I was. I was, but like just no one knew who I was.
Oh,
I didn't talk to anyone because I was like, man, I'm.
But it was funny, right?
It was hilarious. I would literally like look and like follow you guys, like Heaton. I would see what he was posting, and he didn't post a lot, but I would always.
Well, Heaton hated us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'd look and like watch you guys. Zeph was actually my favorite player in Soul Calibur 5. I'm actually a big Zeph fan.
He's very good.
He was very
in
good.
that game. He was unstoppable.
Dude, he was like the king of SC5. No one could beat him. It was crazy.
Only other person in America that was close to him was Woz, but even then.
Yeah.
Zeph was better.
Yeah, Zeph.
I think.
Well, he won the MLG, did he? Did he not? I remember.
He won a lot of things.
Well, the MLG was like the big one that he won, or like the big payout one.
He won a lot of things. Hold on. I'll find it right now. Here, let's link this in the Twitch chat.
Bring it up. All right, let's take a
Yeah,
look
you can
at
see
this.
all those first places.
All right, we'll look at this right here. So we're looking here. Yeah, a lot of first, seconds.
Yeah, so it speaks for itself.
Yeah, he pretty much won everything that was important. Definitely solidified himself as one of the best, if not the best, Soul Calibur.
He solidified himself as the best.
Yeah. So
I think, anyways.
Yeah, he was insanely good. I only ever played against him once, and it was very free.
In 5?
In 5, I played against him once.
Ah.
And it was against his Astaroth, and I'd never fought an Astaroth that knew how to play the game before.
Oh, that's a problem.
Right? So
Lots of fists. Hey, get out of here.
Get this guy out of here. So yeah, so I guess that's kind of the origin of Party Wolf and how you got the name. You started in Soul Calibur 5. You traveled a little bit for tournaments during that. Was there, you kind of just go, because you were Florida back then, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I lived in Florida.
Was it just like the Florida stuff you would go to, or would you try and make it out to some farther events?
Dude, the locals died here in Florida.
Yeah.
5, so it was just me playing online and then going places. For the most part. I mean, there was like a few locals, but it didn't last.
105 kind of died off after Evo pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people.
In comparison, yeah.
Yeah, the amount of people just definitely wasn't there because people.
I came like after that, so.
Yeah. So I guess you didn't even have a really an offline scene when you started taking the game seriously. So the online warrior becomes the offline champion. Is that the storyline?
I mean, if you want to think of it that way. I mean, I was going to majors.
You're going to majors? Oh, even at the beginning, like when you first started taking the game, like seriously.
My first tournament was the first time I won a tournament was in late 2014.
Okay, so like about 2 years after.
But no, like
2 years after the release of the game.
Oh yeah.
So you won your first major late 2014. Which one was that?
Summer Jam.
Summer Jam. Okay. Now I know the Big E events. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I
won a Summer Jam and I won a final round.
Okay.
And a winner roll.
I know you made people think that Jiba was less of the worst character in the game other than Zwei.
Yeah, people would say that character was like bottom 5 easy, but
yeah, a lot of people said that character was definitely not good at all. But Zwei was by far the worst in that game. But Big E events in general have been very popular amongst Calibur players. They always try and make it out to those ones.
Is the stream cutting off for anyone else? Asks someone. Or asks Blue Boy.
Yeah, I know you're kind of lagging a little bit, but like sometimes it'll kind of be a little laggy. But I mean, it looks fine. Could just be blue. Stream's fine.
Yeah, I think it's just Discord.
Yeah, it's probably just Discord being
like
weird.
Nothing else is getting interrupted.
Yeah, it's probably just Discord being weird. Looks fine. Dude, Blue God has got that American internet. Be like that. Okay, so you won those tournaments, and then there was a big lull where I guess not a lot happened competitively for Soul Calibur, and there was a big gap between Soul Calibur 5 and 6.
That's true.
When this game got announced, I guess I know I was extremely excited for it. What was it like for you knowing that this game series is coming back?
I remember watching it and I was really happy because there was like rumors at the time that it would be revealed at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
And then it was. I was streaming at the time, so I remember everyone was just happy and couldn't believe it. But everyone also awesome. From the trailer was like, everyone looks weird, and red things are happening.
Yeah, they added definitely a lot
of
shit. Dude, they added a bunch of new stuff. Why is Party Wolf such an old man? He's younger than me.
Yeah, I'm
You're
I'm
younger than me.
23.
Yeah. So I know it was. I was really excited that Soul Calibur was coming back out.
He's like 12, so like,
Yeah. Well, when you're 12 years old,
I mean,
this man wasn't even
yeah.
around for Xbox 360.
You could be like barely 18, and this guy would call you like old as fuck because he's still a fetus.
These are children. Yeah, Pyro's an old man. He's the oldest.
Yeah.
Now, was you playing Jiba? Was that your reason for just going to Keelik, or did you always like Keelik more than Jiba?
I like Keelik more than Shiba, and yeah, just because they're similar.
Okay, so you just like the style and everything. What draws you to the character of Keelik? Yeah, is it just like the monk kind of fighting style?
Well, from a casual perspective, he's like beating the shit out of everybody with a stick while they're using swords. So, by proxy, if you're beating them up with a stick, you're like a million times better than them.
Yeah, in the game where
That's the logic.
The logic behind the game is that everyone is an equally skilled fighter with their weapon, right? So he can fight Siegfried, who uses a sword that weighs 400 pounds,
Yeah,
and
like,
block it
what's
with his
going on
stick, and he can block it with his stick,
Yeah, like that's godlike.
right? So, okay,
I think that's fair. And he did so
all right, fair enough.
more so in other games, but he has his lines here, especially in evil mode.
Yeah, Evil Keelik is definitely pretty. He does some pretty cool stuff. I like Evil Keelik more than I like regular Keelik myself. Now
I think most people do.
Yeah.
I haven't found people who prefer regular Keelik to evil Keelik.
Mm-hmm. Well, Evil Keelik, you know, he's got all the angry boy stuff, and people relate to that. Now, with your sponsor, I'm not sure if you can talk about this, but was that something I'm not familiar with really before release? Was that something you had before the release of the game, or did you get that after the release with BXA?
So before the game got announced, I was playing Tekken 7 because there's nothing to play.
Yeah.
And organizations local to Florida and the people I play Tekken with were in it.
Yeah.
And that's how I know them in the first place. And when the game got announced, they knew I was hella good at Soul Calibur 5. So they like immediately hit me up.
And then Zeph, were you living with Zeph at this time?
No, I moved to Houston like a couple weeks before the game came out.
Okay. So for those of you that don't know, Calibur House is literally a house where a bunch of Soul Calibur players live together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
it's Great One's house, right?
Yeah.
And me, Zeph, and Cool Scene McGee moved in.
So hence the name Calibur House, because it's literally a house of Calibur players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Houston scene is one of the stronger scenes in North America. I would say the West Coast has a pretty strong scene, and then the Maryland, they have some good players, and then like the New York, New Jersey area, definitely very strong as well. In your opinion, unbiased, Kappa, what do you think the best players are?
Best region or players?
Like the best players in general. Like the region, you know, obviously the strongest players, but like every region's kind of different. Like where do you think that like if a person's just like looking for some really high level Soul Calibur, what stream should they be tuning into? You know, like which locals should they make sure they're watching?
What stream should they watch?
Yeah.
I mean, you have a good selection, but if you want like the best player, it's Linkors.
Yeah.
So
Linkor's definitely a very strong player. His timing is just fantastic, in the way like when he chooses to do things. I try and take what I see with Linkors and try and apply it myself, but it's definitely like something you can just watch. It's not like a combo, right? You can't just like watch him do it and be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this timing, because like that's not how timing works. You have to like think about it. What about Linkors for you makes him the best player?
He plays a really good character, and he has fundamentals.
Okay.
That's it.
So when you say a really good character, are you saying that like both of his characters definitely very strong characters?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Siegfried's scummier for sure.
Siegfried does have some scum.
Uh,
Geralt is I think the people see Geralt and Link Ors or even like Siegfried and Link Ors, and they say like, wow, these characters are insane, which they are really good characters, but like Link Ors just makes them seem just that much better in my opinion. Like you see a Geralt, and like if you watch a player who's not as good as Link Ors play Geralt, you'll probably think that character sucks because they just don't have the fundamentals to really play that character to like it's his full
I think
potential.
that's an issue with a lot of characters too. Like most characters have really poor representation. I mean I played Keelik, so that's a really good example.
There's like 2 Keelik players.
Yeah.
It's like a Hayate and you. And I guess Keelik, Cab doesn't even play Keelik.
No, he's never played Keelik since 2.
Yeah. It's like Dan the Nightmare.
Which he dropped in that game.
It's like Dan the Nightmare, the Siegfried player.
Yeah.
These people are not staying loyal. They got these names. They don't even stay loyal to them.
Yeah, Milos is good too.
Milos? Okay, so for people that are, maybe either new to Soul Calibur, or I've been playing for a while, and they're looking at Keelik, either they play him or thinking about playing him, what's some advice that you could give to some players about that?
For Keelik?
Yeah.
Well, we have a video coming up, don't we?
Oh, spoilers. Spoilers.
So is this like a
little
plug?
Little plug.
So basically, what Keelik sucks at, and you have to like stomach it, is his lows don't do much damage, but they're not land. His Oki kind of sucks a lot, probably the worst in the game, and you can use the soul charge very unintelligently, and it's very easy to do that because he loses life. So if you don't understand how to kill them when you activate it, and you're not giving yourself enough of a life pool to work with it, then your Keelik suffers a lot, because then you have a normal character, right, without a soul charge, and his regular critical hit sucks. So if you can't use the soul charge, you may as well play a different basic character. But he's really good at occupying every range and stopping people from moving around. But the stuff he struggles at can be kind of apparent sometimes.
Yeah.
But it really depends on the character you're fighting.
Yeah, I definitely feel that like Keelik is, every character name's good, but there's definitely some spots where he struggles. Like when Keelik pops soul charge, and then Siegfried pops his soul charge, it's like, what do you do? It's like, all right. Like I feel it. Like whenever I'm playing, I'm like, it's like, oh, okay, well this just got way harder for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like now you're on a timer. So kind of backpedaling a little bit. You mentioned that you played Tekken kind of in between the Soul Calibur 5, Soul Calibur 6 scene.
Yeah, I played Lars in Noctis a bit when he came out.
Yeah, a lot of people I guess don't know that you did that, but you were you had some pretty good placings at some majors. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Really just NEC. I got 5th there. Using Lars only, I think.
Which at that time, or even now, still Lars is like a character that people think are like,
yeah, he's shit.
It's total trash, right? They're just like, man, this character is terrible. So it's like there was a Lars and that made 5th place. It's like, damn.
But like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm like a mid-level Tekken player, so
it's definitely Soul Calibur is your game.
Yeah.
So between the two games, I know a lot of people say they're very similar. I think some concepts are, but what appeals more to you about Soul Calibur than Tekken?
I think if you're playing it very well, there's a lot of downtime doing absolutely nothing, and that can get really boring.
Yeah.
Whereas in this game, you're forced into making choices more, and I end up finding that more interesting.
Yeah, I definitely feel that.
However, the downside playing Soul Calibur is there's a lot of like ways to make soft reads that are like way too rewarding, and that's kind of gross.
Mhm.
Like in Tekken, it definitely feels like everything you do, you're working harder. But sometimes in this game, it's just like, wow, you just do the thing
Like
because why not?
you get clipped by a vertizontal
Mm,
when trying to sidestep and you die and you're like, oh, that definitely feels
yeah,
bad.
but you get over that sort of thing after playing Tekken 2 because
There is definitely a lot of jank.
literally everything's a vertical or horizontal because if you don't time your movement, everything will clip you.
Yeah,
Like
because
everything.
because unlike in Soul Calibur, where movement is like it's free movement. As soon as you hit sidestep, you're moving, and it's like about getting out of the way. As where Tekken, it's like a movement state, right? So as soon as you step, you're in like the sidestep state.
The best way to say it is if you're sidewalking in this game, you can still evade the same verticals you normally evade, mostly speaking. But in Tekken, if you're sidewalking, a sidewalk has a different person than the sidestep. The step is actually what you're using to evade things. The sidewalk is what you're using for positioning, because the sidewalk is not vulnerable to linear moves.
Mm-hmm. Which I guess
So,
is a thing that
yeah.
people maybe don't realize the differences.
Oh
in
yeah,
at
it's not
first.
obvious at all until you play Tekken for a while.
Yeah, I know.
Because you'll be like,
definitely
I know
weird.
this shit, I can set this shit. Why is it not working? Especially if you're playing Soul Calibur.
That's definitely was something I struggled with. Like when I first went from Calibur over to Tekken, it was like I was like, oh, I can sidestep this, and then I would just get clipped all the time. And it was
And you have to learn like two of all the moves.
yeah, because it's a lot of it's similar to Soul Calibur and like certain moves, but I feel like more so in Tekken, like you could only step this move to this side. Right, where there's situations like that in Soul Calibur, but I feel like you can like big step something sometimes in Calibur, whereas where Tekken, it feels like if you step to the wrong side, you're just gonna get clipped.
Definitely, like every time.
Yeah, like every time. So
Like the old max key 6A plus B is like basically what Tekken's like. You just step it the wrong way and you get fucking destroyed.
Yeah, that move was basically a horizontal if you step to the wrong side.
That's Tekken.
Yeah.
For a lot of things.
All right. Now, when it comes to Soul Calibur 6, definitely when you think top NA players, obviously your name comes up. And I would say that your opinion on the game is probably from a perspective that a lot of people maybe can't understand fully. So what are some things about Soul Calibur 6 that you really are enjoying? And what are some things that you think they could improve on a bit?
Oh, what do I really enjoy? I like the characters for the most part, just the actual designs of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of them are like thought out, because there's like a clear like path to victory for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Thing that I dislike a lot, and I think this comes from guard damage and also the fact that there are so many big hitbox moves that are like not risky.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you can just throw the shit out and the defender has to do something in order to get it to stop, because if they're just blocking the move, their guard's gone.
Yeah.
And I think there's not enough guard restoration strategies in this game. And I think before 1.3, Reversal Edge helped a lot with that, as well as the old guard impact, because the old guard impact is better than the current guard impact, even though it's buffed from 1.3.
Yeah.
And it's very noticeable, I think.
It definitely feels like, I know 1.3 was like you were literally getting your guard broken like every single round.
Yeah, like
it was even worse than it was now. Yeah, it was
like actually that game.
Yeah, it was a really bad time for the game. Now you mentioned, yeah, so the game plan, a lot of the time you can still focus, even in this patch, about like just strictly breaking your opponent's guard. And there's a lot of moves that are very wide, so they're difficult to step, or you just force block into that are either not punishable at all, or very minorly negative, or sometimes even plus on block. So definitely guard break meta, in my opinion, is very strong still.
Yeah. I just think if it's very likely for something to be blocked, that should not be the move that does a lot of guard damage.
Yeah, like a move that...
Or you need more guard restoration mechanics.
Yeah, like a move
One
that
to two.
you are force blocked into and is plus on block and does 15%. And you're like, huh.
Like Slugmina's a big offender of that.
Mm-hmm.
You get hit by any combo, and if you're not block, or if you start blocking the follow-ups, you take like 25% guaranteed.
Yeah.
Or 15% with her plus frames. So
Who would you say we got a question from the chat for the guard break abuse and pressure? Who do you think are like the top 3 characters that are really good at just pressuring your guard and breaking
let me
it?
look this up. Let me look at a character list. Obviously Slugmina.
Mm-hmm.
As well. And then probably Nightmare.
Nightmare is really impressive.
Yeah.
Columns can also be like if she's in soul charge and you block 2 strings, it's like your guard's just gone,
Yeah.
which can be frustrating. But yeah, she doesn't need to be in soul charge either. It's just worse in soul charge. Now,
and a lot of these characters have like post guard break leaflets, so they're doing it easily, and they get rewarded for it. So
you'd like
I don't like that about SC6.
So you'd like a tone down on the guard break move, or the moves that do lots of guard damage, that are like after combos and like your like force blocks, and like you feel like those.
It doesn't even have to be after combos, because there's some moves that you're like, of course you're gonna block it. You have to.
Yeah.
Like in neutral, or you mash it neutral. Like it's those 2 choices really.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Azul still charges, right, and he does the Beyblade, I mean,
that's a plus on block full screen thing that.
Yeah, and it does like probably like 10%.
Yeah, and you just have
and
to.
Then he's gonna attack you more for it.
Mm-hmm. And the only counter is like hopefully you have a long range critical edge, and do it. Yeah,
or you get hit by the Azul 6B and then the 6BB is a force block for 12%.
Yeah.
Or like you get hit by AB and then 9B is a force 15%. It's like, what's going on here?
Yeah. So you would like a like an overall just like guard damage nerf across the board, or just like those specific moves? Or like a lot of the moves that are like doing that kind of stuff.
I think it'd be better if they just made perfect guard restore stuff than altering everything, but I don't think they will do that. So
yeah, I think that was a change.
That's what I think should happen. If they're going to like change things without doing that, then yeah, you gotta alter each value individually, which is more of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it would be nice if Perfect Guard did do something more than just give you a little bit of meter and negate chip damage. I think it would be a really nice change if it did give you some block pressure back. Because like against characters like Nightmare, who like he does his Night Behind stance A+B. You want to perfect guard it because that move does a lot of chip damage, but also it's like that move does lots of guard damage. It does like I think 20%.
It's I don't know the number offhand, but
it's like a lot that it does, and you still eat that for even perfect guarding. So I think it would be because it wouldn't be nearly as bad as Just Guard, because Just Guard was like crazy dumb. It made like the Greeks just insane because they could just block punish literally everything in the game. Well, not everything, but
it was really stupid for Algol too, because in 5 there was no scaling for you always took like the full amount of damage. So you land the Algol's 4/4B for free after a lot of things, and if he has full meter, you lose like 220 life, which leaves you with only 20.
Yeah, so it's like you're like
into a 50-50 that would kill you.
Yeah, that character was crazy with meter.
Yeah, like that. Like it was like a common joke to say like, okay, these are the 2 Algol rounds, and then this is the guard break round that you win for free.
Yeah, that I feel that.
Which happens in this game like a lot, just not as much damage. But then like everybody has insane ring out carry for no reason, so it's like, so, yes. Even if it doesn't do a lot of damage, there's a lot of times where you just die from unreasonable ranges.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters that do have really powerful long range ring outs. Which is kind of funny that like the characters that were like the worst offenders like got buffs to it, and like it's better, and the characters that had like one situation where it was really good, it's like, all right, well, let's just take that away.
Yeah, like Xianghua got hers hit like early on, and then Keelik got the Assured Dance hit, which is fine. Like, yeah, fuck that shit. But you can't keep all the other stuff in. That's not fair.
right? Yeah, because like there's the characters in the game like Mina. It's like you get hit by a stray like 6A or 22B or something. It's like, and if she has meter, it's like, okay, well, you're just dead.
And then Keelik has the same thing, but then the combo doesn't.
The combo you can tech, right? Like, oh,
Yeah.
enjoy your setup, nerd. Like, you got nothing. It's just techable.
There used to be a time where it was good to go for that because
People didn't know.
no, because if they teched either way, you could just do Keelik's 4-4A plus B
Mm-hmm.
and both side Ukemis.
Okay, but that doesn't happen
And that was
anymore.
yeah, that was like the one of the first Keelik nerfs that I still dislike to this day. Because then it's just like, okay, well, I guess his ground Sensei is just fucking
Useless.
wordless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't do the ring out from full screen. Unfortunate. Like sucks to suck. I guess.
I mean, why am I gonna like get like what, like 10 more damage, maybe, if that?
Dude, that's
Just
that,
for
I find it
full
hilarious
boss.
that like Keelik's like CE combos do less than like the normal ones.
Yeah,
Like it lets using soul
at
charge.
least it gains life bar now, but
Yeah, I guess there's that. The cheesy party wolf comeback where you pop soul charge twice. That was hilarious. For those of you who haven't seen that clip, it was pretty funny.
yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. I think that was right after that change happened, right?
It was in this pack.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, so perfect guard, definitely a change would be nice to see. Ring out carry, kind of like in a general sense, would be nice if it was a little toned down a
Yeah,
little
if
bit.
it's my choice. Yeah.
Okay. Now, kind of not balance wise, what else are you looking forward to? Like, hopefully to see with Soul Calibur.
More stages, because this game really needs stages. I'd like Money Pit, or well, I like all these things. I don't know how many they can really make, but a Money Pit would be really cool. A mansion would be cool of some kind, whether it's like the courtyard or like the actual inside.
Mhm.
I think a clock tower would be cool, and I think a raft is like iconic, but I don't know if you really need it. But I mean, it's like almost in every game.
Yeah, it would be cool. I really like the raft stage.
How about Infinite Stage? Reject.
Dude, infinite stages would be like the worst thing in this game.
Because they were the worst stages in 5.
Yeah, they were trash.
You just pick like Mitsu or Algol, and then you're fucking out of there. And then
It's like, all right,
okay.
yeah. Like, what are you gonna do? Could
Yeah,
you
that was, like, the
imagine?
worst.
Could you imagine fighting like an Ivy on an infinite stage? That would just be trash. Like, she's just gonna
would be
back
trash.
up all day. Like, what are you gonna do? Her back step's
Yeah.
like one of the best in the game, and you just like, oh, okay, and everything knocks you away. So it's like, oh, well, sucks to suck. Guess you lose. Now, I think they mentioned as well that infinite stages were like something they weren't planning on doing.
Plus,
because-
I don't think this game, unlike 5, there's no like limited distance you guys can be separated from each other.
Yeah.
Because in 5, even if it was like not an infinite stage, you could only be so far apart before characters are like back walking into an invisible wall. But in this game, you could be on one end of the stage, and then literally be on the other end of the stage.
Yeah.
No matter the size. So, if it's infinite, then I don't even think they can really program that.
Yeah. It would be. I don't think it would be a nice change, but definitely would be nice to see some.
It
New
would be
stages.
awful.
It'd be actually trash. It would be
Yeah.
nice to see some new stages. It would be cool if they brought like the transition stages back. That was really fun. I liked that where like if you ring someone out, you jump down to like a lower stage and like there'd be maybe more walls and stuff.
Yeah, that was really cool about 5. for
Natsu
sure.
stage where like it shrank every round. That was like it was cool, but like it sucked. It was like oh man, ring outs galore.
No,
And,
it
like-
sucked because the moving wall would drop your combos like
Yeah.
all the time, and you really couldn't tell when the wall was going to move after you hit them.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like a perfect box. It was like you had the walls, but one of the corners was cut off by like a chain link fence,
Mm-hmm.
like made out of chains. And that wall was bugged too. Like
Mhm.
there's like Do you remember what She Was Rising K looks like? It
Yeah.
looks kind of similar to Keelix.
Yeah,
But
he had the
he'll
just
like
frame.
start up. He'll start kicking you up, and then he'll throw the staff at you, like if when he ravages it, like grab, and then he'll like go that way, right?
Yeah.
So if the wall was like right here and Keelix kicking you up, it was bugged to where all of a sudden like she was going this way, and that's outside of the ring edge.
And you would just
And
die.
I have like a video clip of that if you want if you want to see it.
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Okay.
But the only stages I think we have that are really like they kind of transition is Astaroth stage, because like every round the walls shift. And then the other one being I guess Astral Chaos kinda, because like you hit the wall 3 times.
The
they go-
breakable walls, you mean?
Yeah. That's like the only thing that's kind of something. Like, there's other stages that breakable walls, but I think breakable walls are really fun.
Yeah. But the Astral Chaos stage is kind of fucked up because you get full design.
Because
You,
you
get the wall combo.
I feel like they should make that stage a little bit bigger, so you don't get just like.
Here. Start the video here. I sent it to you on Discord.
On Discord. Okay, hold on.
Mhm.
Have you ever
It's really bad.
Hey, what's up, Geo? Thanks for the follow, my dude. So how do I put this up? Let's see.
You probably just make it cover my camera for now.
Yeah, that's true. I just do that.
I'm gonna have to back up a little bit. That's so stupid. Oh, you're still watching this? Yeah, that's a bug where certain moves will break your guard. Like they don't normally break your guard, but if you're in full crouch or you're while landing, for some reason the game is poorly coded because I guess those moves used to guard break, but then they're like, nah, that's not cool. But then they still forgot to take it out off of while landing in full crouch states. So
That's kind of funny.
yeah.
Soul Calibur 5 was a game.
What was the game?
It was definitely a game. Let's see what else. What else can we talk about here? So we've talked about a lot about like some things that maybe you'd like to see for the game to be changed. I guess we can talk about your stream a little bit. It's
My stream?
it kind of like is blown up pretty big. Was it definitely like a pretty big boom when Soul Calibur 6 launched?
Yeah, definitely. I don't remember the reference number for when before 6 came out, but it was very significant.
Yeah. Well, were you partnered before then?
No,
No. Okay.
I got
so-
partnered from 6.
Okay, so definitely a big boost. I've noticed from my stream and other streamers as well recently with the new patch and everything and like the way Calibur's been going, it seems that more people are definitely watching the game again and playing the game, which is nice that people are kind of having a better taste of the game because it's a much better patch as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely the viewership overall has definitely gotten a lot better. Let's see what else. Having good numbers at majors too. Yeah, majors like Combo Breaker had like what, over 300 people. It was like the 4th most entered tournament.
I don't remember offhand. But
There
it
was
was
a
a lot
lot.
of people.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that went to that tournament, and I think CEO, which is next week, that one I think has quite a few. Well, there's 250 that like pre-regged, and then there was like a bunch at the door.
CEO does not have on-site though, so whatever
No.
you see now is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Which is how many people? 148 people.
That's pretty good.
Mhm.
Considering it's not quite as the position of it isn't quite as good as where like Combo Breaker was. It was in a little bit better spot for more people to kind of get around. That's where Florida may be a little bit more difficult for some of the West Coast people.
Yeah, it's as far as you can go.
Yeah, It's I don't know. So I'm not American, so I'm not sure of how like your intercountry flight pricing goes. In Canada, it is extremely expensive to fly to like anywhere else in Canada. Is it like that there?
How much do you spend?
So for me to like, if I were to like take a plane to like California, I think it would be like maybe like $600 or $700. It only expensive to go west. It's expensive to go east too. If you go to like Newfoundland, so like inter-country flights for Canada, you're looking at like $1,000 to go like British Columbia sometimes, depending on the flight. Like $700 to go to like Newfoundland.
I'd say as long as you're not going from West Coast to East Coast, it should be like between 200 and 300.
Mhm.
Yeah, United States dollars.
What are you gonna do? Go to Calgary for Canada Cup? I have no idea why Canada Cup's in Calgary this year. Like, what a weird place.
I mean, CEO is community after Orlando, but that's in Daytona now.
That's kind of funny.
As of CEO.
Yeah, the Daytona thing kind of. Oh, hold on. The video stopped. I gotta put it on again. There we go. So I think the Daytona thing kind of made sense, like for just like the money of the tournament, because it's probably a lot cheaper.
I think my camera froze on your stream.
It does that a lot.
Oh, okay.
It's back. I think. Yeah, it is.
Reptiles Winnings. Yeah, it's
Dude,
like a.
Dude, I don't know if we should talk about that.
No, I mean,
I don't think we should talk about that. I think
this is enough.
everyone finally got it. Yeah, Spooky's tweet. What other things can we talk about? I guess like things outside of I guess this game. You and I play Apex Legends a lot together.
We do.
That game is hella fun, and we're probably gonna play it after this stream because
We should really be playing it now.
we could be playing it now, but that would ruin the format of the podcast. We gotta have this like official. It's like a thing. How am I supposed to get another guest on? And like, man, I hate battle royales. They're like, I gotta carry this guy named Fourwind. Like, why?
Oh man. There are let's be fair. There are times where Wind does do his task, but there's a lot of times where it's like, what the fuck, bro?
Like, dude, he's on the roof, like on top of it. And he's just like walking. He's like inside the house.
That made me so mad because that was the easiest kill of his life. I knocked all the gold armor off.
Yeah.
It's literally just this fucking moron not in cover, but he's like still in the house that this dude's on the roof on. Like you and I are both aware that I'm pushing that guy.
Yeah.
But Wins is like, I don't know.
I'm like, Wind, he's on the roof, like on top. He literally walked outside and then walked back inside. I was like, oh my fucking god, we're gonna lose.
We got second.
We did get second. We literally got second because Wind, his positional awareness was just non-existent. Oh. I guess back on a little. So, what other games do you kind of enjoy outside of Soul Calibur? When you're not playing, because I know it's always me personally. I like to have games that I'm playing outside of my main game to kind of like wind down and like relax a little bit. Do you do that?
It really has to be like a game I really enjoy.
Okay.
Like I'll play Apex Legends, like you said.
Mhm.
When Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, I was playing that. Because I like Kingdom Hearts a lot.
Mhm.
And I know I'm gonna be playing Final Fantasy 7 when that game gets re-released. Like
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, Crisis
Like
Core
I played
2
the
looks really
demo at
good.
E3. It was so good.
Yeah, Crisis Core 2 looks really good. Oh yeah, E3. How was it?
It was super fun, but mainly because of that one game.
I know you were asked to come out by Bandai Namco. How were you able to talk with some of them about? I guess we probably can't go into details, but like, were you able to talk to some of the people at Bandai Namco?
Like nothing serious.
Okay. But
Like I said hi to Okubo a little bit, and some of the people I knew before, like Mark Religioso.
nice.
Very cool guy.
Mm-hmm. So you definitely had a great time. Was Final Fantasy 7 or Crisis Core 2 was definitely like the highlight of the E3 for you. What other things did you like while you were there?
I like this indie game. that is a puzzle game called Manifold Eden.
Mhm.
And that it's like a variant of the Portal genre, just without the portals. So like you put the boxes where they're supposed to be,
Mhm.
but instead of placing portals, you're like changing the gravity of the room
That's kind of cool.
to, because like you can, you know how like a room has uh 4 walls, a floor, and a ceiling.
Mhm.
You can like manipulate all of that and like rotate it.
That's kind of cool.
And but you can only move boxes if the floor is the same as the boxes on.
Okay.
So there will be boxes on each floor, and you have to like find ways to put them on top of each other. Because if you move from one floor to another after changing gravity,
Mhm.
the box on the other wall, it has like a down arrow below it, so wherever's like directly below it, it will fall onto it.
Okay.
So you can't just like keep things suspended forever in the same place. So there's like a lot of lagging in it.
That sounds like a really cool game. So it's definitely
It is really cool.
I might pick that one up because I like kind of like random games like that where like
Yeah,
you
I
don't
like it too.
you don't have to like be super invested in like a like trying to be like the best at it, like competitive and stuff. I like to kind of like wind down with games like that.
Wait, I think never mind. It's Manifold Garden. I said it
Manifold
wrong.
Garden. Okay, so that was a nice one you saw.
Manifold Garden.
Now you were in West Coast. You got to kind of see a lot of those players again. Also, Kayane was there.
Yeah, she was. And I mean, I mainly hung out with Jobin because he was at E3 too.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, Jobin.
Kayane had like the thing about like Kayane and Jobin is like they're like doing like actual like adult
Work.
stuff, and I'm
They're,
not.
they're
so-
there for their jobs, and you're there to be
Yeah.
like, I'm Party Wolf. Like, let's play some games.
Pretty much. So
Fair enough.
like,
Yeah,
but Jobin had like he was moving places a lot, so I got to hang out with him more.
that's awesome.
And I think Kayane had like her own friend that she was with that from France. So
Okay. Yeah, I know a lot of people may not know that Jobin. I think he works for Victrix, right?
yeah, he works for Victrix.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah,
It's awesome.
Jobin's great. You know, he does a lot for the West Coast scene and Soul Calibur in general. But yeah, definitely puts in a lot of hard work. So yeah, I guess we could talk about E3, talk about all that. What I guess maybe we'll put out to the chat. What are some things you guys want to know about Party Wolf? Ask anything. He'll answer.
You want to know about the mix box?
Oh, the sponsorship. All right, yeah, let's talk about the mix box. Let's talk about the mix box versus the superior hitbox.
You can't say that.
That's true. I'm not sponsored. Sponsor me, please.
First of all, the mix box is better. I'd say that if I was not sponsored. And you know, the thing is like so good. I don't know why people ever say that you shouldn't get one if you can.
It's both of them, in my opinion, are superior to pad because first off, I don't want
For sure.
I don't want arthritis when I'm like 30. More ergonomic, more comfortable, and I feel like you can like arcade buttons are just so fun and like feel so good to press.
Are just so what?
Like they feel really good to press and like they're just like really like I feel like they're really durable and everything. They're really good to for fighting
And
games.
the other thing that's nice is you don't have to worry about the arcade stick breaking most of the time.
Yeah.
Or if something breaks, it's like you replace like one thing, whereas a pad you like spend $60 again. It's like okay.
Yeah, like for me, it's like, oh, my button stops working. All right, I'll go spend $4 on a new button,
Yeah.
right? Or like your like Cherry MX key stops working. All right, go spend $4 and buy a new Switch.
You don't want to make it sound like you are ripping your controller in half during AGA.
That's a joke to Pyro.
Oh.
The joke is that whenever he AGAs, it sounds like he's snapping the controller in half.
Does he play on pad?
Yeah, he does.
My AGAs are better on pad though, for sure.
It's definitely a lot different and takes a lot more muscle memory and practice to like work your muscles to do it on hitbox and mixbox and stick.
Yeah, like the key things is like range of motion, right?
Yeah.
For like a pad, you have to like move your thumb like fucking everywhere on that thing. I play on a Mixbox. This is how much I move the shit. I'm literally not moving my fucking hand at all. The
Yeah.
only time I move my hand is if I like slightly move my middle finger up.
Yeah.
Like that's the extent of it.
Yeah.
And there's like no other button but up when I go up. So
Yeah.
it's
There's
not like I'm
no-
gonna like, oh shit, I accidentally hit diagonal and shit, you know.
Yeah, I like it. Like, it's very ergonomic, both of them. I feel like my hands don't get like numb after playing for long periods of time, which I definitely felt like when I was on, even when I was younger, like on pad, I feel like my hands would like go numb if I played for
Really?
too long. So that was definitely very ergonomic, and I feel like the your movement's really crisp, just like with the way like the directions work. So both of them are great options. I don't really think there's an advantage or disadvantage to either one, really, other than use coupon code PARTYWOLF at checkout.
I don't actually have a coupon code.
Aw, dude, feels bad. We'll have to get one of those. Mixbox, hook them up. Let's get it. We'll get the Twitter link. We'll get it in the stream. You know, get 5% off your Mixbox.
I know, like
purchase.
most of the Korean scene has a Mixbox now
Yeah, it's
for Soul Calibur.
They're very concerned about one, like their hand health, but like also like it's a very optimal device. I feel like my movement's really crisp. I feel like my miss inputs for my movement choices are like almost non-existent. Other than like the random jumps, but that's like not the controller's fault. That's feels like it's the game.
Yeah, it's hard to fuck up your execution on a Mixbox or a Hitbox. But obviously my preference is Mixbox.
Yeah. I feel like again, there's a lot of benefits to it, because they're like the same price as a stick, right?
Yeah, if you want a PS4 Mixbox, it costs $250. If you want it dual modded to work on an Xbox and a PS4, which I don't know why you'd want to in this day and age, but that's $350.
Yeah.
But
like
because the PS4 stick's gonna work on your PC, so
yeah, they're like again they're running like the same price as like a comparable stick, and the maintenance on them is way cheaper. You don't have to worry about buying a stick and then buying a new gate to play on like 3D fighters, and then setting all this stuff up, and then having all these other moving parts that can break. It's like I bought new buttons for my Hitbox, not because they didn't work that well, just because like I just wanted different colors. That's really it. So both, yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you haven't checked out the Mixbox, maybe you go to the tournament. You're like, man, really want to try out a Mixbox? I know a guy that's got one, got a coupon code eventually. You know, hit him up. I guess I don't know if we can talk about the Mixbox thing.
the Xbox thing.
Sponsorship with them. I don't know if you can talk about how that came about, but like, were you just like cause you had a Mixbox before that happened, and you were using it and talking about it, and did they kind of see that and maybe reach out to you? Or maybe you can't talk about it.
No, I can.
Okay.
Basically, I reached out to them at one point, because I was like, yo, I see you do this with like Tekken players, and I know you have Soul Calibur videos on your thing. So I was wondering if you'd want to like do it, and then I could get like another Mixbox, which was the one I just showed. And then at the time they were like, we're not doing that right now, but you know, it's an honor or whatever. And then later they changed their mind and hit me up. So
sick. So there you go. Sometimes you gotta take the initiative to make it happen. Remember that. Now with the mix, I guess we have a question, a bit of a inquiry here. Yeah, I believe you can change the art in behind the Mixbox to like whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just take it off.
You
like,
just have to like shape it like any other thing.
Yeah. So yeah, you can get your own custom stuff made, which I think is another really awesome thing about like the sticks and stuff in general, is like you can customize it and make it your own. You know, you're not just stuck with like blue, red, black. You know, you can make it exactly how you want it. I guess we could talk a little bit about the inputs, on like how they're done, for like quarter circles and stuff, like how they're so much easier because you don't have to worry about your thumb movement and making sure you get the whole thing. You can literally just like hold forward. You can just do like, you press like down, forward, and then you release down, and then you did a quarter circle, and you just do that twice. It's very easy. I don't know if you want to show an example on your Mixbox for the
Hold
people
on,
so they can.
I have a video of me doing Sophia stuff on it.
Perfect. We can just link that, and then everyone will understand how it works. But I know that like IGDR and stuff for me, because I've been playing Cervantes a bit recently.
I linked in chat.
Perfect. So I know that like the quarter circles motions are just super, or not super easy, but like they're much easier and way more consistent.
For Xbox, it's super easy.
Yeah. Because you don't have like the issue of, oh, I did it too far or I didn't go far enough when I hit it. You can just do it right at the exact same time you hit the button, and it's like way more consistent. You don't get it every time, but it's definitely, it feels way more
Did you
consistent.
hear that?
Yeah.
IGDR.
Yeah, right? Like, it's way faster, and it's great. One misconception I think a lot of people have is that you can do opposing directions at the same time, which they're programmed to not be able to do. So you can't hold forward and back at the same time.
No, it's not that they're not programmed to do it. It's that games program it to not work.
Well, most games program it to not work, but some don't. I know Street
But
Fighter.
that was an issue before. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Street Fighter doesn't, which could be an issue for that game. So you can block both directions at the same time. And Marvel vs. Capcom 3 also has that, where you can hold both at the same time. So the way there's two different ways usually, or I guess three different ways. It registers your inputs. There's the last win, which is basically if you press back and then forward. Forward will be the one that's held because it's last win. And then there is the one where like I don't remember the name of it, but the way it cleans it up is if you do back and forward, it makes it neutral. So like there's no input. And then the other one is you're doing both at the same time, which you can block either direction. So the last win one is what people think is like the cheating one, for like games. So the Hitbox and Mixbox, I don't believe do that.
Yeah, when you hold back and press forward in Soul Calibur, it doesn't register your forward input. It just gives you another back input, and that's what it does in Tekken as well.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, so it just like if you press forward and release forward, it just does another back. It counts as like it's like back neutral back, which is why like things like Korean backdash and stuff are simplified on these devices. Right, you don't have to spend like hundreds of hours mastering this technique just to be able to move.
It's kind of annoying to do with one hand. On the thing, it's like a lot easier to do with two hands for like a Korean backdash. But like
it takes
it doesn't even matter in Calibur, so
yeah, it doesn't. There's a lot of other things where maybe people when they're first picking up, it feels like when I first played my Mixbox, it was like my ring finger was not nearly as like strong or coordinated as my index and middle finger. Like these ones are like I could hit it every single time, but like my ring finger, it felt like it was just lagging, and like I had like IRL lag on my finger. I'm like, just work, you know?
Yeah. You have to develop the muscles in your left ring finger because you already have your middle and index finger worked up from just using a keyboard.
Yep.
Which a lot of people don't know that about themselves, or they probably do. They're just not like thinking about it.
Yeah.
So you have to strengthen your index finger or not index finger, your ring finger, and that takes a while. I say a while, but like when I first got the Mixbox, I'd say like after an hour, my ring finger would just tire out completely. And it was like, yeah, I need a break.
Yeah.
But I'd say it took like a couple of weeks of me playing before I was like, okay, I can play for longer.
Yeah, it definitely you do have to build it up before it's like comfortable for longer periods of time, and like, it feels like because like it felt like I don't know, maybe it was different for you, but like when I was first doing it, it felt like I had to think about what my ring finger was doing a lot more. right? It's almost like I had to like force it almost, like
I
actually
don't
think about it.
I don't have to think about it, but I have a problem with my ring finger locking up
Mm-hmm.
a little bit when I'm trying to do shit too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, yeah, it's basically like a similar problem where like your mind to muscle connection isn't developed.
Yeah.
Which is another thing you have to develop on top of like actual like muscle strength. Sort of exercise. So when you're playing on like a mixed box or a hitbox, your mind to middle and index finger connection is like super strong already, just from like using a keyboard or like a pencil or like chopsticks or some shit.
Yeah.
Your ring finger though, you don't use it for shit.
Yeah,
Besides,
it's
like,
a
lifting
support.
something.
Yeah, it's like a support finger. It doesn't really do much independently.
Yeah, so when you get one of these things and in like muscle movement, that's like what you're gonna have a really hard time with. And I still have a hard time doing wave dashes very quickly. Before like I start feeling like it usually is like right about here in my hand where it's like
Yeah.
this is like really feeling bad. But
Now, yeah.
breaks that.
Do you stretch before you play? Like your hands?
No.
So I do.
I don't like that.
So I've actually so I do like a stretching exercise for my hands because again I don't want carpal tunnel or arthritis or anything. And for me it helped really like eliminate like like when you first like kind of hop on a game and you like when you want to warm up because like you're maybe you're not fully your hands aren't fully into it. I feel like the time to do that is a lot less when I stretch out my hands and stuff. But also I feel like I don't get the exhaustion and the pain nearly as badly after longer play sessions when I do that.
Yeah, like if I like stretching games because like I can, like, and McGee's really jealous of this, for the record. But like I can like, it doesn't take much time before I can like start cracking my fingers again, and that like alleviates shit immediately.
Yeah, I see. I can't like, I can't do that.
Yeah, like it comes back quickly for my hands.
See, like mine, like it hurts a lot for me. Like I got these like long fingers, maybe I don't know. These hella long fingers.
Yeah.
I don't really know if we really have much else to talk about for the rest or else anything else. So unless anyone in the chat has some questions, I think we can just wrap it up. So well, let's see if anyone has anything to say. Scroll up a bit because I know there was some stuff that was said.
Which platform is better for SE6? Obviously the PC.
Yeah, obviously PC. Let's see what else.
Also, Panzer Crater, or not Panzer Crater, Pyroxanthor is a noob. He said it's full crouch 1 KB after correcting full crouch 3 KB, but it's Helix 1 KB. You don't need to go to full crouch, so you're a noob, basically. That's what I'm trying to say.
What is this serious about? What serious about? Or series?
That's probably what he meant.
It's about talking about Soul Calibur, being with players and stuff. But like it can be more about fighting games in general. But it's like kind of like interviewing like the players and streamers and content creators. Shout outs to the Sophidia statue. Should we expect a Season Pass 2 to be announced for Soul Calibur 6? I don't know if you would.
You should never expect anything from Namco.
Yeah, never. Don't expect shit. Don't ask me for shit. That's what Harada says. Kick the router. Yeah, so it's basically like a Soul Calibur / fighting game podcast, mainly focusing on Soul Calibur. And basically we're going to be interviewing top players, content creators, streamers, pretty much anything. Just talking about some things that they're doing, things that how they feel about the game, and whatever, kind of just like a basic interview podcast. And sometimes we'll, make jokes and stuff. Like, it's really awesome. I mean, I'd say it's awesome that Michael came on, but like, we hang out a lot, so it was like the logical choice to be like, all right,
it's not awesome. No.
I mean, it's awesome, but like, it's not like, oh man, like I didn't expect this to happen.
No, Your words hurt. So
It's not like I was like, oh man, I'll never get him on. It was like, hey, can you please come on? And you're like, okay. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. We're probably gonna go play some Apex. So
Yeah.
stream, thanks for coming out. It was pretty awesome to see all of you. Angel Tips out, thank you for the bits. What do you think? Oh, we got one last one. What do you think of the future of Soul Calibur 6? Personally, I think that Soul Calibur 6 is it's going up. More people are interested in it. I think it's looking pretty good. But Michael, what do you think?
I think that there's good things that could happen and bad things that could happen, and a lot of that's out of our control. So
Yeah, we can't really control anything.
don't worry about it. It's like not worth worrying about at all.
Yeah, I feel like we just play the game, make stuff for it, show up to tournaments. If you can't show up to tournaments, the match arenas really help. I know a lot of people we don't a lot to that.
The only thing that should matter is, are you having fun now?
Yeah, I know recently for me, I've been having a lot more fun with Soul Calibur 6, with 1.4 and everything. So if you're having fun with it, keep playing, support it, do what you can. But I think it'll be, if you keep it good, it'll hopefully be good, But yeah, is there anything else? I guess the last thing would be, how do we find out more about you? Where do we go to see you?
So I have a Twitter and Twitch by the same thing. It's just party_wolf_. Maybe that's something you should add to your thing on your camera.
That'd be so smart.
That would be a good streamer
that'd be
thing.
so smart. I should do that next time. That would be a really smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Good idea. See, like, we're learning.
And,
It's episode 3. We're learning.
And yeah, like the easiest way to contact me is on Twitter, I'd say.
Yep.
But if like you're annoying, I'm probably not gonna reply. So just throwing that out there. I'll read it. I promise you, I'll read it.
But he'll leave it on
I
read.
can't promise I'll reply to it if it sucks.
Yeah. All right. Don't ask dumb shit. "Quote unquote party wolf." All right. All right, stream. Well, thank you guys for coming out. Let's host. Who are we gonna host? Crazy J's on. Host Crazy J. Or do we do Tanuki Tail? What do you guys think?
Baywitch is just chatting to 110 people.
Or we can do Baywitched. What do you guys want?
May as well host Crazy J since he's playing.
All right, so let's do that.
Oh yeah, and it's Father's Day. Don't forget.
Oh yeah, I gotta call my dad. I gotta
yeah.
call my dad.
Should do that.
I should really do that. All right, thank you guys for coming out. Again, Michael, Party Wolf, thank you for coming on. I'm gonna call my dad and then we're gonna play some Apex. So thank you guys for coming out. Stick around for the raid. We're gonna raid Crazy J. Yeah. Later. Hold on, we're still live.
Huh?
We're still live. Hold on.
Okay. You'll figure it out.
Okay, now the raid's happening. The raid's happening.